Hey guys, Raspberry here with some Battlefield gameplay. More specifically, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. All presented to you in buttery, butter on biscuit, buttery smooth 60 FPS gameplay, alright? And I know that's a lot to say, so I'm just going to jump right into the topic that we're going to talk about here. And it's about these upcoming games, the fall 2014, spring 2015 gaming semester, if you could call it that. But we're gonna start off first by saying the obvious: Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Okay, this is coming out next week, and as you guys know, it's a pew pew shooter, and you guys you press the right mouse button to aim or left trigger, and you aim and shoot. It's really simple. It's a very universal game here, but there are some reasons to be excited about this because they're actually kind of changing up the Call of Duty formula just a little bit. You could say that it's a bit like Crisis and a bit like Battlefield. Like I don't know how some people say it, but it's a bit like Battlefield in some ways. I don't see it, but uh, it looks a lot more like a Crisis, Unreal, Call of Duty kind of mishmash, if you could call it that. But it looks fun. It does look fun. It looks really interesting for a Call of Duty game, especially since the fact that the past few years have been kind of stale, apart from the Black Ops series a bit and the Modern Warfare 2 game. Like it's been a while since the franchise has gotten a refresh of ideas, but that should be really interesting seeing how the game turns out to be. I'm not buying it right now, obviously. I'm gonna see how the game turns out, and if it turns out good, you might end up seeing some stuff on my channel, but. It's really iffy right now for the game. It's really iffy. But I'm having my hopes up for the game. Like I'll give them a chance and see how things turn out to be. And I really hope they actually change the formula and make a good game this time by. But apart from that, let's look at the other game that's gonna come out, and it's gonna be The Crew. And I know a lot of people have been giving this game flack, but I'll be one of the first people, or maybe one of the minority, to say that I like what this game is offering here. You get mainly like a scaled down version of the US, but you could drive around, you could race, you could do not you can't do whatever you want, but you can like just drive around wherever you really want and have police chases, co-op, multiplayer. It looks like a fun open world driving game that you could just chill around and just drive around in. And that's never happened. That hasn't happened in a long time. The only thing that I remember of that was anywhere near close was Driver San Francisco, Test Drive Unlimited, and Midtown Madness. If you guys have been around that long, especially since the old Xbox days, no, the first Xbox, okay, the Xbox One. But yeah, those games were really limited in terms of size and where you could go. But this might be a start of open world driving games. Maybe eventually in the future you might get them open North America, open European driving games, which you can actually drive everywhere you want. Like I know the European one is like what's it called, Euro Truck Simulator 2, and that is a fantastic sim. Okay, I know some guys are gonna give me flack for that, but it is a fantastic sim. But it is very limited in terms of where you could go. Like you can't go completely off the road, otherwise there's some invisible walls that are gonna catch you. But yeah, the Crew seems pretty promising in that aspect. It's gonna be one of the first super huge open world kind of driving games, and hopefully it turns out to be really well. And I have my hopes up for that just as much, but we'll see how that goes as well. And for the third game, I have to say it's gonna be Far Cry 3, and I've been a fan of the Far Cry series. It's pretty different in terms of like the exotic kind of quote unquote exotic kind of locations that the shooter is going to be set in, and all the animals, like the art style of the entire game. Like it's going to be set around Nepal, so you're going to have all these kind of like exotic animals, like well, I don't know if an elephant's exotic, but it's an elephant, lions, tigers, bears, and you guys can use them as bait or as like quote unquote pets, and you can go around, wreak havoc, and just have a good time in that game. And that looks super cool. Like I like an FPS that it's kind of sandbox-ish and allows me to go think outside the box. It allows me to think outside the box and use a bit of stealth and have a lot of fun in that. My fourth game, and this is gonna be the last one, and I am most excited about this. It's called Elite Dangerous. If you guys have not heard of it, Elite Dangerous is supposed to be a sequel to the 1984 Elite game. I wasn't around at that time, but it is an open world space sim, okay? There's supposed to be hundreds of millions of star systems inside the game, and they're all 1-to-1, like scale. So it's basically like endless space. You got so much to do around. Like, you can explore and you can go trade around, since it's an economic based system. And so there's like tons of goods around in different planets, different solar systems, different star systems. And so all you do is like you jump around, you explore, you can get in dog fights with different players, and it just seems like an amazing kind of life in this virtual space universe, you know? And the thing that gets me the most about this game is the fact that you could use Oculus and your joystick, and so you could just get immersed into this entire game, and I'm pretty sure it'll suck the life out of everyone who just gets into it, because it looks like a ton of fun to go around and explore and just do all this random mumbo jumbo. But I am super excited about this. This is probably the most excited I've ever been about any game that's come out, because it just seems so promising about the amount of work these guys have put into Elite Dangerous. And apart from that, like all these other 4 games, I'm really excited about what's happening in the next few months. If you guys have any other games that you guys are excited about or looking forward to, just comment down below. I want to hear about these things. If you guys have any other games I haven't even heard of, let me know. I definitely want to check these things out. But apart from that, if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe, and I'll get you guys some more content in the near future. But apart from that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys around.